Scroll through any social media feed, and you will eventually find audio tracks promising to repair your DNA. These videos claim that tuning your headphones to a specific frequency, like 528 Hz, directly activates biological repair mechanisms. To give these claims weight, we constantly borrow the authority of historical geniuses. We attach viral, unsourced quotes to inventors like Nikola Tesla, asserting that he discovered a mathematical blueprint of energy, frequency, and vibration that governs all of human health. We do the same to Albert Einstein, reducing his work on electrical oscillations into a mystical internet slogan, suggesting that everything in life is a vibration you can perfectly tune. The reason these internet myths spread is because they are anchored in a physical truth. Sound is a force. You can feel a heavy bass line displacing the air in a room or vibrating the fluid in your own chest. But if the world is full of these oscillations, we have to ask a practical question. Why do only a tiny fraction of them transfer enough power to move human tissue or solid matter? The answer separates internet numerology from actual physics. Frequency alone is just a measurement, a count of how many times a wave repeats per second. For a repeated wave to actually change the world around it, it requires a physical mechanism called resonance. Resonance is the mechanism that allows energy transfer to spike. It happens when an outside driving vibration matches the natural internal rhythm of a specific object. When those two rhythms couple, small inputs compound into significant physical effects. This diagram illustrates a Chladni plate, a clear visual proof of resonance. When bowed at specific frequencies, standing waves ripple through the solid material. The top-down views show sand accumulating along nodal lines, geometric boundaries where vibrational energy cancels out and the metal rests still. That same principle scales up to massive structures. During an earthquake, a tall building will only sway violently if the frequency of the ground shaking matches the specific resonant mode of that exact architecture. Inside the human body, the ear acts as a living, mechanical frequency analyzer. Incoming sound waves physically displace bundles of hair cells, known as stereocilia, which convert that mechanical vibration into neural signals. But the ear is a vulnerable filter. Chronic exposure to loud noise eventually snaps the structural links of these cells. The damage doesn't come from a specific pitch alone. It depends on the coupling of amplitude and duration over time. Resonance acts as a physical gateway. It dictates whether a frequency passes through a biological system unnoticed or alters its structure. Consider the physical reality of a monastic chanting ritual. These communal practices have persisted for centuries, built on the physical sensation of shared rhythmic sound. Clinical studies on Om chanting show functional MRIs with significant deactivation of the limbic system, while heart rate variability shifts into a smooth rhythm. The mechanism isn't a magical number, but regulated breathing, vocal cord vibration, and sustained attention. When this happens in a group, humans naturally align their breathing and timing with the people around them. This social synchrony amplifies the nervous system's ability to regulate stress. Because the human body is a sensitive resonant system, these practices work. They produce measurable emotional and physical changes by coupling with our mechanics and our nerves. We can see how the historical record gets distorted by looking at claims about solfeggio frequencies. Look closely at this historical manuscript. The original solfeggio tradition was a vocal training method for learning melodies. It was never a map of fixed healing hertz values. That is a recent invention. There are, however, places where discrete vibrational modes define reality. In quantum physics, scientists measure quantized packets of sound energy called phonons. These particles of vibration dictate how heat travels through the geometric lattice of a crystal. Quantum vibration is a documented, measurable phenomenon, but using the word quantum to claim a Spotify track will instantly repair human DNA is a metaphorical leap that isn't supported by experimental reality. We don't need to overstate the science to find awe in it, because genuine frequency medicine is already here. This photograph shows an early scanner for magnetic resonance imaging. MRI technology uses highly targeted resonant frequencies to map the water molecules inside human tissue. And as you can see on this monitor, medical ultrasound deploys high-frequency sound waves to capture real-time diagnostic data from our internal organs. The world is more complex than a list of magic numbers. The physical world is a vast hierarchy of resonant systems. It spans from the microscopic cilia in our inner ear, to the sway of steel buildings, to the electromagnetic waves trapped in the Earth's atmosphere. Frequency matters, but only when it meets a system built to respond. That physical connection is more surprising and intricate than any internet myth.